Hi, my name is Jared, and I'll be presenting the Northern Snakehead. So, the Northern Snakehead is a species that goes back as far as the dinosaur age. Over time, this species hasn't really gone through very much change and has had a much more consistent diet and body shape than other fish species. First discovered in times of ancient China, people were unnerved by them because of their fish-like appearance in their head and their very sharp teeth. Unlike most modern fish, the Northern Snakehead have scarce but very sharp teeth, which I will show you later in this presentation. So native to areas in Russia, China, and Korea, so Asia, they can get as big as 33 inches and up to 10 to 12 pounds. Snakeheads are long, cylindrical fish and actually come from two genus, so Parachanna and Channa. Channus is the northern snakehead genus, as well as the genus for all the other snakeheads in the US. So a few others we have are giant snakehead, bullseye snakehead, and bush snakehead, all of which are invasive. They're very aggressive predators and they tend to stay away from humans, unless they're near their nest and protecting their young, in which case there have been reports of humans being attacked. So this just shows a distribution of the northern snakehead in the US. You can see they're up here in Lake Michigan, parts of eastern US, some parts down south, Florida, here, California. And California is actually where they were first found. So in 1977 in Silver Lake, they found the first snakehead in the US. They're thought to have gotten there through the pet trade and food market, so people who have it as a pet don't really want it anymore, it's getting too big. Just drop it in the water and let it go. And then it started breeding and spreading. So in this article, yikes, northern snakehead, a toothy invasive fish species caught in the upper Delaware, was published in August of this year. So the Delaware River is closely connected to the Susquehanna River, which is a watershed in Oneonta, which means that this fish species in particular might be getting up into the Susquehanna near Oneonta in some time in the future, which can spell trouble for native species that live here. To show you some key identification features, start off with the anal fin. It has that long anal fin, as well as the long dorsal fin, and there is no separation between either one. It also has a flat-ish head with facing forward eyes and sharp teeth. Kind of resembles a snake, hence the name snakehead. Has that pelvic fin right next to the pectoral fin and the gills, so it's very close, closer than most other fish species. And the pattern on the side of the fish. However, you want to go off more of the other key features in the pattern, as difference in genetics can result in different variations of what the pattern kind of looks like. So it's better just to go off of the fins and the face and the mouth and the eyes. So this is a picture of the mouth I was talking about. You can see there's not very many teeth in there, but they are very sharp and very efficient at capturing prey. A few species that the northern snakehead tends to get mixed up with is the bowfin and burbot, which are native to the US. So for the bowfin, you can tell that they both have that elongated dorsal fin. However, the anal fins, you can tell, are very different. You can also tell that the pelvic fin is much closer to the gills and pectoral fin in the snakehead than it is in the bowfin. Next, if you look at the burbot, you can tell it kind of looks like the snakehead. It's got a little bit of a flatter head. It's got that elongated anal fin and dorsal fin, but there's a separation or it's split at the dorsal fin, which the snakehead does not have. The burbot also has barbels, which are not present in the northern snakehead, which is a big telltale. So some habitat needs for the northern snakehead. This species lives in slow-moving to stagnant freshwaters and has little to no tolerance for salt water. They also prefer shallower water, so 0.5 to 3 meters, and can tolerate temperatures up to freezing, so 32 degrees, all the way to 86 degrees, which is a huge range. In the US, you can find these conditions in quite a large abundance, making their ability to survive here much greater. These fish can also travel on land and breathe air as well, so it's very helpful for them to moving around from one close water body to another without there needing to be a connection of water between the two, which is very dangerous for control of the spread of the invasive species. So for the life cycle of northern snakehead, these snakehead can breed 5 times a year, and each time they breed, they can have about 50,000 eggs. And if the temperatures are right, those eggs can hatch in about 24 to 48 hours, which is very quick. For about a month, the parents are very protective of their young and will be very aggressive toward anything that comes near the nest, and that includes humans. And that's usually when attacks are reported. It's because of nesting and reproduction, and they're protecting their young, and they just want to keep you away. At around 2 to 3 years of age, the young are then ready to reproduce, and the cycle is started all over again. So conservation concerns and impacts. So the invasion of the northern snakehead can lead to problems for both humans and native species that live here. For the juveniles, they'll eat many small organisms, so insects, larvae, crustaceans, microorganisms, whatever they can get. And the adults will mostly eat other fish, but they'll also eat small mammals, small birds, reptiles. The largest concern is that these aggressive predators will outcompete native species and in turn wind up taking over the areas they inhabit. So for fishermen, this would mean a decrease in many game fish. Their ability to travel on land also eliminates the need for connected waterways to control their spread. So even if they're just near another close water body, they're able to get out of the water, move around, and get into that water body without a problem, which makes controlling their spread very difficult. So if you catch a northern snakehead, there's a few things you should do. 1, do not release it back into the water. You're going to want to kill it immediately, either by putting it on ice, letting it chill, or you can cut its throat, but do not mangle it as you want to still be able to identify it. You're going to then keep the carcass for the DEC to verify, but you can actually take the fish fillets. So you can fillet it and then give it the DEC, as they don't really need that to identify. And supposedly, northern snakehead fillets are actually pretty good to eat. You're going to then want to take note of where you caught the fish and report it to the regional New York State DEC Fisheries Office. Or you can submit it through a report through IMAP Invasives, which will take a GPS location of where it is. You can do pictures, and then it will send them. And that is my presentation. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Here is my list of sources.